Hi, my name is Ashwini Kumar. In this video, we are going to see the previous year questions of the UGC NET Electronic Science one by one. So here the first question is, in an intrinsic semiconductor, the intrinsic carrier density is. So it is a question and these are the options. So before going into this options, so first we have to know that as per the mass action law, so as I already explained in the previous lecture that as per the mass action law, the product of the number of electrons and the number of holes in an intrinsic semiconductor or extrinsic semiconductor is equal to Ni square, where Ni represents the intrinsic concentration. That means Ni is nothing but intrinsic concentration. If you are taking any one intrinsic semiconductor, then number of electrons is equal to number of holes, and that becomes is equal to intrinsic concentration. If N into P is nothing but Ni into Ni, that becomes is equal to Ni square. And while coming to the number of electrons in a semiconductor can be given as Nc into e power minus of Ec minus Ef divided by Kt. And while coming to the number of holes, that is P, can be given as Nv into e power minus of Ef minus Ev divided by Kt. Right? So now here we have to do N into P. Right? So N into P means we have to multiply both these two. So after multiplying both these two, then we are going to get that Nc into Nv into e power minus Ec plus Ef minus Ef plus Ev whole divided by Kt is equal to Ni square. And next, from this one, Nc into Nv into e power. So here you can say that plus Ef and minus Ef, sorry, plus Ef and minus Ef, both these two gets cancelled. Then we will get, if I take the minus as a common, then Ec minus Ev divided by Kt is equal to Ni square. And so he is asking the intrinsic semiconductor intrinsic carrier density. So first we will see the intrinsic carrier concentration. So from this one, Ni becomes is equal to Nc into Nv root of, and similarly e power minus Ec minus Ev divided by 2 Kt. Because we will get square root, that means whole power 1 by 2. So whole power 1 by 2 means we will get the by 2 Kt. So now if you check, Ni is equal to root Nc into Nv, root Nc into root Nv. So 2, 3, 4 options are there, and e power minus Ec minus of Ec minus Ev. So here Ec minus Ev is nothing but a energy band gap, that is the Eg. So minus Eg divided by 2 Kt, minus Eg divided by 2 Kt. So here third option is the correct one. So you can check here, root Nc into Nv into e power minus Eg divided by 2 Kt. So the third option is the correct one, and it is a way of doing. So if you want to get the answer to this problem, then you have to know the mass action law, that is N into P is equal to Ni square, and concentration of electrons formula and concentration of holes formula, and multiplication of both these two is nothing but Ni square, and the intrinsic carrier density, that is Ni, becomes is equal to this one. Okay, so all these concepts we discussed in the previous lecture. Now we will see the next problem. So now while coming to the second problem, first problem, and it is the second one. So here the second problem is, the frequency at which the transfer function h of omega of the following RC network is 1 by 2 will be. So that means they are asking to find out the frequency at which the transfer function modulus of h of omega is equal to 1 by 2. So here in the transfer function concept, what we discussed is that transfer function is nothing but, that is h of s, transfer function is nothing but Laplace of the output divided by Laplace of the input, right? So let's take in this question, the V naught is the output and Vi is the input. So from this one, if I apply the KVL to the first loop, then I'm going to get, let's take the current is flowing I of S. Then as per the KVL, I of S can be given as VI of S divided by 100 plus 1 by Cs. Why? Because in the Laplace, the capacitor can be given as, the reactance of the capacitor can be given as 1 by Cs, that is 1 by 2 micro S. Okay, it is the I of S. And here V naught of S is nothing but voltage drop across this capacitor. So V naught of S can be written as V naught of S is equal to 1 by Cs, that is 2 micro S, into I of S, right? But because the voltage drop across the capacitor is nothing but the reactance of this capacitor into current flowing through this capacitor. The current flowing through this capacitor is I of S, and here I got the equation. So that's what I am writing here. V of S divided by 100 plus 1 by 2 micro S. Now the transfer function is nothing but Laplace of output divided by Laplace of input. It is a Laplace of output and it is a Laplace of input. So just bring this one to the LHS side. Then V naught of S divided by V of S can be written as 1 divided by 2 micro S into 100 plus 1, right? And after this one, if I simplify, micro is nothing but 10 power minus 6, and it is 100 is nothing but 10 square. So 10 power minus 6 into 10 square can be written as 10 power minus 4. So let's bring this 2 into 10 power minus 4 as a common. S plus divided by 1 divided by 2 into 10 power minus 4. So it is V naught of S divided by V of S, nothing but a transfer function, okay, H of S. So now he given the modulus of the H of omega is nothing but a 1 by 2. So here in the place of S, actually S is nothing but a J omega, and we can write H of S as a H of J omega, or else simply we can represent as a H of omega. Then H of omega is equal to, and it is 1 divided by 2 into 10 power minus 4, 1 divided by J omega plus, so 1 by 2 is nothing but a 0.5 into 10 power plus 4, right? And so if I take the modulus to this one, then so it is the equation modulus of H of omega is equal to modulus of 5000 divided by 5000 plus J omega. Then after applying the modulus, it becomes 5000 divided by root of 5000 whole square plus omega square. So as in the question, the modulus of H of omega is given as 1 divided by 2. So that's why here I am taking modulus of H of omega as 1 divided by 2. And now it becomes as 1 divided by 2 is equal to 5000 divided by root of 5000 whole square plus omega square, right? So now apply the square root on both the two sides. So after applying square root to both the two sides and after simplifying, finally I will get omega as, so I will get omega as a root of 75 into 10 power 6, and where omega is nothing but a 2 pi f. So f is equal to this one divided by 2 pi. So finally I am getting f is equal to 1378 hertz. So 1378 hertz means here option 4 is the correct one for this second question. So it is a way of solving to this one. So to solve this question, you have to know what is the concept of the transfer function, and then you have to know the KVL. So with both these two concepts, you can solve this problem. And next we will see the third question. So coming to this question, the Laplace transform of a signal f of t is given as f of s is equal to 5s plus 3 divided by s of s plus 3, and the signal will be. That means they given the Laplace transform and we have to find out the f of t from this Laplace transform function. So if you want to get the f of t from the given f of s, then we have to apply the inverse Laplace transform to the given S domain function. So first we will take the f of s. F of s is equal to 5s plus 3 divided by s of s plus 1, and that is equal to, apply the partial fraction here, a by s divided by b by s plus 1. And then after doing the LCM here, then I'm going to get as s into s plus 1, a into s plus 1, bs. So this is equal to this one. Now here the denominator both these two gets cancelled. So finally I will get 5s plus 3 is equal to as plus a plus bs. And next, if we take s as a common from both these two, then s of a plus b plus a. Fine. So now here we have to compare the coefficients. First compare the coefficient of s and then compare the constants. If I compare the constants, then what I am going to get is that a is equal to 3, and comparing the s coefficients, a plus b is equal to 5. So if I substitute a is equal to 3 here, then I will get b is equal to 2. Now substitute a is equal to 3 and b is equal to 2, both these two in this function. So after substituting, then what I am going to get is that 5s plus 3 divided by s into s plus 1 can be written as 3 divided by s plus 2 divided by s plus 1. So now the inverse Laplace transform of given f of s is equal to inverse Laplace transform of 3 by s plus inverse Laplace transform of 2 divided by s plus 1. Now the 3 is a constant, so bring outside. Inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s is nothing but a unit step function, plus 2 is a constant, bring outside. Inverse Laplace transform of 1 divided by s plus 1. So actually the inverse Laplace transform of 1 divided by s plus a is e power minus at into u of t, or else you can simply take e power minus at. So here we can write that thing. In the place of a, 1 is there. So 1 divided by s plus 1 means it is e power minus 1 into t. So finally the inverse Laplace transform function of the given thing is 3 into u of t plus 2 into e power minus t. So 3 into u of t plus 2 into e power minus t. So it is the correct answer. So it is a way of solving this problem. So to solve this problem, you have to know the concept of the partial fractions and you have to know the inverse Fourier transform formulas. And coming to the next question, in JFET, the maximum value of the transconductance is. So as we already explained in the video lecture while coming to the JFET topic, the maximum transconductance or else the maximum drain current, we will get the maximum drain current is denoted as IDSS, that is source to drain current, whenever the gate and source terminals are short circuited. That means VGS is equal to 0. Then we will get the maximum drain current, that is represented as IDSS. So the transconductance can be given as a differentiation of, that means generally output current divided by input voltage. What is output current? That is ID in the JFET, and the input voltage is VGS. That means differentiation of ID with respect to VGS is the transconductance. So that becomes as equal to d by dVGS of ID. What is the drain current expression to the JFET? IDSS of 1 minus VGS divided by VGS of. So it is the expression. So whole square. If I differentiate this one with respect to the VGS, then we are going to get as, so after differentiation we will get the expression like this, and it can be written as 2 into IDSS divided by, here minus is there, but if you are taking this minus as a down, that means this thing can be written as 1 divided by minus VGS of, and minus VGS of can be written as 1 divided by modulus of V suffix P, nothing but a pinch of voltage. So now here this entire thing minus 1 divided by VGS of can be given as a modulus of pinch of voltage into 1 minus the same thing, VGS divided by VGS of, right? So it is the expression I am getting for the GM, transconductance. And as I told that the maximum transconductance is nothing but VGS has to be 0. So substitute VGS 0 here. Then what I am going to get? I will get 2 into IDSS divided by modulus of VP. It is the symbolically represented as GM naught. GM naught is equal to 2 into IDSS divided by modulus of V suffix P. So it is the maximum transconductance. So option 2 is the correct answer.